spinning.
Yeah. And then what
But
happens?
I feel like we're live, so um,
Okay. Let's rock and
let's just
roll.
act as if.
That's the best way to be anyway. Act as if
Totally. Act as if
until it
this
happens.
is actually happening.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Well, hello, happy Wednesday. Good morning
yes,
still where I'm at. It's not morning where you are.
I know it's afternoon already. I'm Dr. Erica Peabody and I'm in Michigan and we are here doing Wednesday Ramblings. We haven't named it yet. Go ahead.
Yes, and I'm Dr. Rachel. I'm here in Denver, Colorado. And this is our regular thing. We're going to start making this a regular thing.
It's fun. It's fun. There's
Well,
a
this is
lot
our third
happening.
time, so it's regular now. We're not
Yes.
starting to. It's regular.
Is it third or fourth? Because we did that one when we were together too. So maybe it was a fourth.
So fourth, yeah. But
Yeah.
on this Wednesday at this time,
Yes.
well, we
Yes.
kind of had a little faux pas, but we're figuring it out.
Such is life. We are. We are. It looks like someone's watching. So if you guys get on here and just say hello, we're going to do this Wednesday's rambling, and our topics are going to be varied, but we're going to stick with the 4 topics of health and healing, life and living. So that is all
Love it.
encompassing in what we do professionally, but also personally, and then also individually, professionally as well as chiropractors, but then also as individual coaches. So one of
Yes.
so we're going to talk sort of bring the book back in, and then we're going to sort of progress on to one of our common themes we're seeing in practice this week. So what do you think so far about the book?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's still amazing. I'm still getting texts, and one of my best friends from high school, I just got a Marco Polo from her. She read it. She was somebody that I reached out to, like, remind me why I have a good story to tell. And she's, out of those people that I resourced for support, she's the one that has known me the longest, right?
Uh-huh.
And she's the one that had said, well, being a friend with you is like reading a self-help book. But she was really impressed by the whole book and inspired, and she just really had amazing things to say about it. So I'm loving that. I don't see it here on Facebook. I don't always see all the comments and likes here that people are getting the book and reading it, but I'm getting a lot of more like meaningful connections, right? Where people are reaching out personally and saying how they loved the chapter and are inspired and proud that they we're part of each other's life, and knowing what I've been through, that was something that came out of it, all of the things I've lived,
Yeah, that's so great. I was starting to read some of the other chapters, and I haven't had time to sit down and like binge. Like I want like
Yeah.
4 or 5 hours to binge, but I have
Yes.
family health stuff that's standing in the way right now. And so I try to, and then I'm like, shoot, now I got to do something else. But it was so funny because I had a patient come in yesterday and she's like, are you still flying high? And I'm like, from what?
Totally.
Because life
forget.
it just steps along. Life just steps along. And I'm like,
Yes.
yes. And we've had homework since, and I got that part done. And now we're going to head into the next thing. But it's so funny. And then I had a patient in this morning because constantly teaching about health to the point that, and Rachel, you probably get this too, where like people will reach out behind the scenes, they'll write emails or whatever, even in Facebook, and they're like, hey, what do you think about this? Do you have resources for that? And a patient said to me this morning, like, thank you so much for sending all that stuff to us. And I was like, what did I send? That's how much life is stepping forward. And it was great health information, which helped them make a family health decision. But it was like, I just do the thing and then move on, do the thing and then move on, do the thing and then move on. And life's so requiring that. So I forget what I'm doing sometimes and which way is up and down right now.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I can totally relate. And I think it's also a testament to being very present in the moment, which is a good thing. But yeah, I understand. It's like there's a lot happening and a lot of balls in the air, and it's
Yeah.
also being present. And yeah, and I think a little bit of, at least on my part, still a little bit of like, did that really happen?
I know, I'm still in disbelief.
And it's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
still in disbelief of 2019, 2020, and then it's just a continuation on
right.
from that. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That
yeah.
whole sentiment around none of this is real. It's just a dream. That kind of
Yes.
idea. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's never felt more true.
I think one of the directions we wanted to go today was just talking a little bit about inside of the excitement, inside of these things that are taking up extra time, like how do we tend to start to pinch corners and cut corners for ourselves, and really self-care is such like a
Yeah.
trendy word, but it's like what I'm finding for myself is like, okay, I need to do this, 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 and this, but I have these 3 additional things to do, and how do I also not cut myself short around the corners?
Yes.
So we're talking a lot of this week. The running theme is like the motivation. I mean, I don't think I'm lacking motivation, but a lot of people are. Mostly I'm just like trying to keep a hold of this train that keeps going. That's what I feel
Yes.
like. But also
Yes.
the commitment and dedication to keeping myself healthy and well and on track. No pun intended.
Right. Well, yeah, and one of the when you brought up the topic to me, I was like, yes, that's so apropos because, you know, what I was mentioning to you is I have some girlfriends who are coming into town, and I thought I would get a lot more done over the holiday weekend than I did. And so anyways, this is a habit, you know, I kind of put off, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to clean my house. I got to go grocery shopping. I got to do all these things. And then the sacrifice comes in the things I need to do to keep myself healthy and strong and well, that I do all the time on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a tendency and a temptation to take them off the list when I'm kind of cramming in some other silly things. Like they don't have expectations of all the things I expect myself to have complete before they get here.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick, my husband, the same way, also a chiropractor, and you know, he's getting ready to go out of town, and first thing he wanted to scratch off his list was his morning workout. I'm like, no, you must work out. Like you need to do that because we need to remember when we're dealing with health and healing, it's not healthy to take off the things on our list that allow us to actually be more efficient, more effective, and also able to enjoy the things that we're trying to do. Like he's going to enjoy his trip better if he gets his workout in. I'm going to enjoy myself better with my girlfriends if I do my yoga versus mop the floor one more time. Like, come on, let's do the things that allow us to actually enjoy the experience versus the tasks that we make up in our head need to get done before.
Right. Well, one of the things that I've also, the running theme is in Michigan, things are opening back up. And that means that people are headed back into the workspace that have been out of the workspace for 15 months or have been in some sort of hybrid version of going to work and not going to work. And so now that the sun is shining, we have a little bit more natural motivation. But before, when we're with our colleagues, our desk mates, our cube mates, or just teammates in general, you know, this teammate's going to run a 5K and this one's going on a long hike somewhere. And then something about being humans inside of that space keep us really externally motivated by what somebody else is doing. Oh, they're doing a 5K. They've never done one before. Or, you know, the training seems kind of simple. Hey, tell me a little bit more about this or that. Oh, we have a group going, like those kinds of things. And so we tend to find a lot of external motivation when we're at home and we're doing work from the kitchen table, when the kids are in the house too, and you know, everybody's just trying to survive. We don't have the external motivation. More than anything, we have more stress on our plates, which then just sometimes will get us to sit even more still. And that's when you just have to say, I'm committed to this for me. I'm committed to getting up, getting my workout in. Like a patient said yesterday, her name was, first name's Kim. Of course, we can't share all the names, but Kim says to me, she's like, I have to go back into the office on the 15th of June, but I'm really looking forward to it because I used to go in the office, but I would make sure I got my workout done before I go to the office. Now I'm working on off the office, and the days that I don't have to go in the office, I don't get up and go make things happen like I used to. So that's really where we're seeing it's like, okay, well, motivation is low, commitment and dedication to our health and our why needs to be no matter what. And that's kind of what we've been chatting about this week. So
yes. Well, and it reminds me of adaptability, right? So I think what the last year and a half has provided an opportunity to do as human beings is to adapt to new environments, new circumstances, new ways of being out and about in the world and in our homes. Juggling a lot of different things, finding ways to focus when there's a ton of distractions going on. I've never done well at working at home or studying when we were in school. I always had to go outside of the home because it's like, well, let me just wash the dishes before I actually start to do the thing. So I've heard a lot of that, and now we're transitioning back, right? So it's going to be a new adaptation. And I have a client who was talking to me about, she's got a little bit of anxiety about going back to the office because she's gotten a really good routine in place for how to take care of herself while she's working from home. And that's going to look very different when she's having to use maybe the time she's been allowing to prep food and to work out to now commuting to her job. And we talked about some different ideas and tactics and things she can do to help adapt into a new circumstance. And it's simple stuff like, well, now instead of like going out and eating or bringing a sandwich to work, she's going to do like a bento box or something different. But things, I think the emotional and the mental, the neurological worry that happens, that gets spinning in the head, prevents us from being able to see like a really simple solution that's like, oh, that'll actually be fun. She got excited about that. Instead of like, oh God, going back in this new environment compared to what we've been doing is really going to screw up things for me. Just constantly looking for where can it be new and different, and how do we embrace the change in a fun way.
Yeah, we talk about at the office, we constantly talk about 6 pillars that we really focus on, which is eating well, moving well, thinking well, drinking your water, getting your rest, and get adjusted. And for each one of those, it's like having a savings account, and you start to put deposits into your savings account. So then when you have this extra stressors or you have this big transition, like how can we keep that savings account building rather than just extracting? And what we constantly refer to it as internal resilience. And so when there is a setback or there is these stressful moments, or not only do you have work, but then you have kids going to soccer practices and other events and all these different things, like we need to have done the eat well, the move well, the think well, the drink your water, get your sleep, get adjusted so that you can handle those stresses and adapt better. And that's really what I noticed for myself, like over this past weekend. And there's been a lot going on, not only with the book and with practice, but family health stuff. And it was like, I am so tired right now. And I have done in the last week 1 to 2 hour naps, and I'm not a napping person, but it's like, okay, I have a moment to start to add to my savings account. And if I feel this tired right now and I have a moment to help that, I'm going to actually take that moment. And then it starts to become like this intuitively driven, how do I build my resilience instead of having more caffeine, more sugar, more all that stuff that we go to for energy boost. How can I take this time and instead of scrolling on my phone, how can I actually lay down and get some shut-eye, get some legitimate rest? So that my internal resilience, because ultimately you and I both know it's like as soon as you show up to work, like the patients are there already. And it's go time. It's 100% of the time when you're there. That's how it is. And so, we have to constantly acknowledge that outside of here. So.
Yeah. And reminding ourselves, reminding the people that are around us and our clients that, we have all these simple tools And it takes dedication, it takes commitment to do the simple things, to remember to stop and just take some deep conscious breaths. It's free, and it's such a powerful tool in helping to get calm and listen to our bodies and be able to respond. But if we're constantly like stimulating the brain, like what you're saying, the scrolling and the busyness part, when your body's like screaming at you, you're tired. Yeah, so you just take a couple minutes and take some deep breaths, and you start to be able to listen to what is the body wanting and needing right now. And so that awareness piece is huge. And you know, what we do as chiropractors is refining the nervous system so that awareness is more pure and clean, more dialed in, more tuned in, so we can respond appropriately instead of react or store, you know, the stress inside of our tissues of our body. It's so powerful. So
well, the other part too, and just saying, you know, working with that in the chiropractic office, it's like we say this: chiropractic doesn't help you instantly feel better, but it starts to help you actually feel your body better, like body awareness. Like it helps you feel better, but not like I feel better, like all the pain's gone. It's like feel better and start to listen to your body awareness and what your body's asking for, what it needs the most. And so yeah, we just help people feel what that is better. That's just been massively tapped out because there's just no time for that. And now we need to make that time. So.
Yeah, we need to make the time, and we also need to trust the innate wisdom of each of our unique bodies. And I think culturally, we've put a lot of our faith in outside resources, outside of ourselves, outside in what we put into our body through our mouth, as the solution. You know, whether it's caffeine or a pill or you know, a diagnosis or treatment of some kind. There's too much of letting go of our personal power into those things. Sometimes they're very necessary and impactful and helpful, and sometimes it needs to be that and listening to your intuition and trusting your own intuition, taking the information from places and then using the energy within yourself to manifest what is needed for healing.
So just to kind of wrap this all the way back around to the book, I don't know who is doing what reading and what reading that you've done, or whoever's listening has done, but oftentimes a breakthrough is followed by a full breakdown. And a running theme inside of people's stories they were searching outside for this and outside for that and outside for answers. And then it has led to full breakdown and then breakthrough to the other side, which is the power is within. It was always, it's like with Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, you've had this power all along. And what we really focus on, and I think what the book is really bringing too, is that instead of the focus being so outside, the new earth is all about bringing it back in, asking those questions from the inside, slowing down, being quiet enough to listen to what those answers are. And that's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, it's all of it. And I think it's so neat to be chiropractors inside of what we do all day, but also inside of, you know, lots of people in chiropractic found chiropractic because they were on their own journey. And fortunately, we didn't have some massive breakdown to get here. But it's also, it's a really, really rewarding thing to sort of share that message through the book that way, but then also be able to share it day to day. I don't know. I'm just having a blast. I'm still in disbelief.
Yes. And I think too, you know, like some other feedback I've received is, and I think the common question, right? I've been reading everybody's chapters. I think I'm up to like chapter 6 or so, just in sequential order. And Cornelia, I think most recently said, like, whatever, people have multiple soul missions, right? The book is called Soul Mission. And it's the most common question that gets asked, like, what is my purpose? Like, why am I here on this planet? We get lost. We get kind of thrown around a little bit by the events that happen in our own personal lives, but also in the world, right? Like, we're all connected. We're all going through this pandemic together. And it has created a lot of uncertainty, which makes it difficult to adapt to the stress, right? The brain doesn't like uncertainty. It likes to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So I like what she says about it, in that whatever your purpose is and whatever your soul mission is what you're doing right now. It's not something that just is out there that you're trying to find. It's like what you're saying too, like it's within us all the time. And I love that. Like, I just love being able to recognize I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now, because that's what I'm doing.
Right. Otherwise, I would be doing something else if I should be doing something else. The other thing too is the word soul mission is very, it's a singular idea. But as I look around in my life, it's like my soul mission, yes, I'm a helper. Just bottom line, I'm a helper. That's what I was sent here to do. But then that sort of fine tunes every day to, like, I'm a helper at my office. I'm a helper, with my family. I'm a helper with my dog. But it's like all these intricacies of how beautiful that soul mission can be, almost like take it into defining it, not minute by minute and needing to follow like that, but just realizing that it's way bigger. It's not like, okay, you got this soul mission and it's, blinders on and it's this straightforward path. The soul mission becomes a really beautiful integration into all levels of life. And it's kind of neat to look out into the days and watch that really unfold. So yeah, it's been fascinating and eye-opening for me.
Yes. So. Right. And I want to just hit home with, so many of us, including myself, up to a couple years ago, before I read a different book about your life's purpose, is that we want to identify as it being something that you do, and that it's actually an emotion. So like for you, being a helper is a doing, but there's something that allows you to feel, or the people that around you feel as a result of it. I'm curious what that is. Like for me, it's inspiration, right? I love to feel inspired. I love to inspire others. And it's nice to get that feedback that that's what people feel when they read that chapter.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, what is it for with helping?
So for me, and it'll always be written this way. Like if I'm getting a reading or anything done, it's always like your steady state is appreciated. So it's that grounding rock force that I bring consistency to hold space for others, really, and then to listen and then help in whatever way. So it's not so much me doing something to them, although through chiropractic, yes.
Yeah, right.
It's more of like I've become sort of a grounding rock force for people to tether to energetically. Not that anybody needs that from me, but it's like, if you walk into my office on any given day, you're going to find me. I'll probably be wearing a little different clothes. My hair is unpredictable, so that's an unpredictable one. But you're going to find a smiling face, whether it's masked or live. But you're going to find that consistent energy there. And it's just that steady state. And that is who I am for my family. It's who I am now, becoming even for myself, my own anchor for that. And, because I was always kind of reaching outside myself too. So anyway, it's and then just sharing from that space of, well, people look and say, oh, you climbed Kilimanjaro, or you jumped out of a plane, or you did this, or you started a business, or you built a home, you did all this stuff. But it's like, yeah, but I'm just like you. Like, I'm not anything bigger, grander, nothing. Like, I'm just like you. And maybe that would, it helps them to be like, oh, maybe I could do something like that too. It's not so far out of reach. So far out of reach. So.
Yeah.
Agreed. So yeah, people used to always ask me like, do you have some terminal, they would ask me behind the scenes, do you have some terminal diagnosis? Like, how do you get involved in all this stuff? You're like here and then you're there, and not so much jumping around the country anymore, but like, what drives you to do that? I'm like, well, I'm just like you. And I figure if I do it and say yes, as I'm seeking out rich, rewarding experiences all the time, it would inspire somebody else to do the same. So
yeah, well, and I think we're both driven to, we want to experience as much as we can. Yeah. And I love that saying, like, it's not about the quantity of days, it's about the quality of the day. And yeah, I try to remember that when I'm feeling like, oh, I can't wait until. It's like, no, how about yes, and let's make this day really as quality as is possible.
Right.
The
one last thing I write at the very end of my chapter is, building that internal resilience. I eat well, move well, think well, drink your water, get your rest, and get adjusted. It helps us, instead of just get through our days, it helps us to give to our days, which is a completely different way of living. I don't want to wish away the 5 days for 2 days weekend. I want to give to each day. So
yes.
Yeah. So I think we're just on time here.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
So we'll see y'all here next week at the same time.
Sounds
same
good.
Channel.
Yes, same bat time, same bat place.
Same bat channel.
If you have comments, questions, anything, please feel free to DM us, and we will catch you next week. Catch you on the flip side.
Yeah.
Bye. Peace.
Happy Wednesday.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.